Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the road to 180, which is my fitness journey from 240 pounds all the way down to 180 pounds as quickly as possible. So if you're brand new to the channel and to the journey, or if you just want a quick little refresher, as always, I will post a quick recap of the rules right up on the screen. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Last week, we provided a Herculean effort in order to get down to the weight that we weighed in at. And I'm happy to say that we've produced yet another Herculean effort this week as well. Because as of this beautiful Sunday morning, I have weighed in at 189.8 pounds, which is a 3.6 pound decrease from last week. This means that we have just about 10 pounds to go, and we are well on our way to wrap this up within 4 weeks. I'm very excited. I'm buzzing, as I always say. I've probably said this in a couple of previous videos that this is going to be this is a critical moment in the cut, and it is. The last 10 pounds are always the most stubborn. I do have a good, sort of streamlined routine now. I mean, shit, I've been doing it for 18 weeks, so it should be streamlined by now. But my body might randomly start to retain water, which might, again, I don't want to say extend it, because I want to set a hard date and say, okay, June 4th, it's over. But we're well on our way within to finish this within 4 weeks. So I'm very, very excited about it. And I am actually in the 180 pound range. Yes, only by a sliver. But I'm excited nonetheless. It's a great weigh in today. So as always with every episode, I will post a comparison of the progress pictures right up on the screen right here. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's, the differences are starting to be striking at this point. A lot more loose skin you'll see around the midsection. I do also notice that my delts are popping just a little bit more. And of course, jawline is now fully in. Upper chest is looking good. Everything to me is just looking miles better than it did in January. So I'm really, really happy about that. Still keep getting dap ups from everybody, which is also really nice. I'm sort of, even though I'm not taking creatine, I'm still sort of walking around with like a mini pump all the time. I can, let's say lift, I went to Costco the other day and was lifting my 15 dozen eggs or whatever else, and then the veins started popping, and I was like, all right, nice. This is so it's really nice to see those changes in your body, and I think they look aesthetic as fuck. But that's beside the point. So, what did I eat this week? Well, this is going to sound possibly like a prison diet, although I would say it's probably a little bit better than a prison diet. I've been eating about a pound of ground beef, 5 eggs, and 250 grams of cottage cheese. That's sort of like the bulk of my one meal, and that works out to around 1,650 calories. And then I'll have, maybe a couple of those little Chapman's popsicles or whatever else if I need like a quick sugar boost. But we are eating 1,700 calories for the remainder of this cut. I know in the last episode I had said that I had wanted to possibly cut it to around 1,600. I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't really need to, and I generally eat anywhere between like 1,690 to 1740 calories a day. So it's, again, like, I'm within that range anyway. And if I drop it any lower, I'm going to start to get way more brain fog and stumble on my words way more, like I did previously. Update on my workouts. So you'll see the comparisons right up on the screen here. And again, you'll notice that I don't have an incline bench anymore. I'm just going with a flat bench press. That again, 155 for someone like me who was able to do close to 315 is a little bit of a defeat, but at the same time, I also have to understand that I don't have as much mass on me and I'm not eating as much, so naturally that's going to suffer. My dips are progressing, but they are getting a lot harder. What else? The machine lateral raises are going. Pull day is starting to get a little bit more difficult as well. Again, lack of calories, broken record time had to be said. Same thing with the standing dumbbell curl with the EZ bar. That's also getting it's quite difficult to remain so strict with it, but that's part of the challenge. And so those are nice. And then of course the now the machine concentration curls are getting a lot more difficult too. And then of course the legs are staying the same. And I would say for the first time in a while, they've actually sort of capped out. And so I can't wait to have some food in me within the next 8 weeks. So then that way I can get back to my maintenance mode and start to, not that I don't enjoy working out right now, but my workouts are just going to be like that much better because I'll actually be able to start regaining a little bit of strength. And then, of course, as for like my cardio day, that's going well. That's fairly standard. I keep the so about every day, if I'm lifting, after I'm done lifting, I'll just walk at an incline on the treadmill for about an hour just to like get the remainder of my steps in. I'm averaging anywhere between like 13 to 15,000 a day. Which is a lot more than 10 that we were hoping for. But I figured my logic behind it is that if I can keep up my activity levels at this deficit, then that way, once I start to reverse my diet and try to find my new sort of maintenance calories, then that way I can eat more, which is just going to be absolutely amazing. And I can't wait for that. Those are my workouts. And now we get into my favorite part, which is the general thoughts on the journey. 4 weeks out. 4 weeks out. It is just unbelievable that I am this close. And I'm actually, I'm not going to lie, like last week in my previous video, I was very sort of brain foggy, and like that whole past week was just wasn't the best one, just because I thought, oh, okay, well, like I'm gonna retain water and blah 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 blah, and I started to get a little bit worried. But at the same time, now I'm sort of I know what to expect. If my body starts retaining water, we'll deal with it. We just have to stay the course. We're almost there. But also with my general thoughts, it was funny. I was at work in the office the other day, and I had seen a colleague or a couple of colleagues rather, that I hadn't seen in quite some time, and they didn't recognize me. So it was, and I mean, even one came up and was like, "Oh, I've never seen you before. Hi," and introduced himself, and I thought it was kind of funny, and everyone else did. And it's like, we've met. It's, I am this colleague, and it was kind of a funny moment where it's like, what? No, this can't be you. And to me, that's sort of the biggest compliment that somebody can give me, is the fact that, they don't even recognize me, has, like, for me at the very least, is vindication that I've done something right, that I've made a massive change. And because when you look at yourself week over week, sometimes it's difficult to appreciate the changes that your bodies went through. I mean, for the longest time, I would say probably from like 240 all the way even close to like 190 to like 198 or whatever when I was at, I sort of like looked at myself the same. I was like, yeah, like upon, looking at the picture in a little bit more detail, I can see some differences. But then it's really when you throw on your clothes and you realize that you're swimming in fabric and you have to now buy all new stuff, then it's like, fuck yeah, I did a good job. And yeah, I guess that's, at the risk of rambling, I'll put a pin in it there. I'm really excited for these next 4 weeks. It's going to be another Herculean effort, 4 more Herculean efforts. That's all that we need. 4 more weeks, 28 days, 4 more weigh-ins. That's what we need in order to get down to 180, reverse the diet, and yeah, lock this in, keep it off. So, at the risk of rambling, I'll put a pin in it there. This has been the 18th episode to the road to 180. If you found this informative, entertaining, all of the above, none of the above, drop a like on the video and a comment down below to share your thoughts. Love to hear them. And as well, consider subscribing if you would like to see more content like this and other types of content that I produce on my channel. The countdown begins. We're 4 weeks out. I hope you all have a great week. Let's power through this one, and I will see you all next Monday with another update. Take care, everybody.